My introduction of Steven started with a
Steven.
pilot, Steven Spielberg. Started with a Civil War pilot. That's where we connect the dots. Young Writers, Western. I did some big Western scores for Young Writers. A producer from the Young Writers was going on to do Amblin, do a pilot called Class of 61, which was a Civil War pilot about the graduating class at West Point at the outbreak of the Civil War. And so my friend Jonas McCord, producer writer, brought me over there to Amblin. And so there I am all of a sudden one day, and I'm going to go meet my friend Jonas, and we're going to go talk to Steven. So okay, I'm going to go see Steven Spielberg today. Go into Amblin, which is a really lovely place. Everybody's really nice over there. And went in, there's Steven. Hey, John, big fan, whatever. And made me feel completely at home. And I did a pilot for him called Class of 61. And interestingly enough, it was with Janusz Kaminski, who became his #1 and only cinematographer, and myself, and the director was Greg Hoblet, who's a really fine director.
Yeah, he came out of Hill Street Blues.
He did. He came out of Hill Street Blues. So great people. We did this pilot, didn't sell. The pilot was fantastic. Didn't sell. It had an all-star cast. You'll have to look that up. Class of 61, you'll have to look it up. But anyway, didn't sell. And we worked very hard on it. Steven was thrilled with the music. And through that, I think through Class of 61, when seaQuest came around, which was going to be their new high-profile sci-fi show, I got the call. I got a call, and I think it was directly from his office saying, Steven would love you to come over and look at this thing. And I know what happened. They were going to do a presentation to the network. So they had done like maybe a 5 or 6 minute sizzle reel, and they needed it scored. So they called me, and I did it, and we went over to the old Evergreen Studios here in Burbank, and they hired, a 30-piece orchestra or so, and we just did this big action scene with, Roy Scheider, and it was a pretty exciting thing. And Steven came over. Everybody was there for the recording, loved it. They sold the show. And then I went on and became the seaQuest composer for like the first year and a half of that show.
What kind of music did the show need?
Oh my goodness. Big, huge orchestral music. Just, Steven wanted that. He wanted the John Williams-ish sound. And that's what I strove to give him. And we just worked with a good orchestra every week, 40, 50 piece every week. And he kind of let me do what I wanted to do. And every now and then every third or fourth show, I'd get a little note from Steven, like, hey, loved last week. And what do you think about this week? Do it like, and he'd reference some composer from the 50s. And I loved that. Why don't you do it like Leith Stevens in, and it was so much fun for me because then I had to go listen and go, oh, okay, we'll do it like that. And that was just a wonderful, God, that was great. And so I was going over there weekly and, saying hi to Steve. I would just go over and bump into Steven or go into his office and just chat with him. And we had a really good relationship.